welcome everyone, and thanks for taking the time out of your schedule to join us today on this webinar. We really appreciate it, and we hope you'll find something useful to take away from today's session. So if we just move on to the agenda slide, Amelia, we'll cover what the topics for today. Okay, so we'll start off with who Continuate are and what we do, just to give you some context. And then we'll do a quick intro from today's presenters from Continuate. And then we're going to get into the main part of the webinar where we'll walk you through the different reconciliation templates that are available in BlackLine. And we'll also cover how you can modify them to suit your needs. We'll then talk through next steps around your template setup, and then we'll leave some time at the end for Q&A. But if you do have questions as we go through, do pop them in the chat and we'll aim to respond by the end. But if we don't get to all of your questions on the call, then we'll follow up with you directly afterwards. Okay, just move on to about Continuate, Amelia. Okay, so who are Continuate? We are a boutique finance consultancy formed in the UK. We're now just over 4 years old. And at a very simple level, we work with organizations to help their teams work better. And typically, we do that through a combination of process improvement and technology enablement. And on the technology side, we partner with some leading software vendors like BlackLine, who we're a consulting partner of. We're also a consulting partner for Workiva, which is a connected reporting platform. And we're also a Workday sales partner for their ERP platform. So just a bit of background of some of the Continuate team. Majority of our team have come from an industry background. So they've had jobs in finance and accounting. So we've got people that have been involved in month-end close. They've had to evidence controls. They've managed reporting cycles, and they've dealt with auditors. So we think when we're talking to clients and prospects, we're able to have practical conversations because we understand what it actually feels like to perform those roles. And we're not just talking based on theory. So the majority of the team have a mix of transformation expertise, system expertise, and the team are either part qualified or qualified accountants. And as I said, we are a boutique. We're very focused on niche expertise. We form small teams. We don't overwhelm our clients with huge project teams. Typically, the size of our project team is between 2 to 5 people, and we really see ourselves as an extension of the client team. It allows us to be, having these small teams allows us to be flexible and agile. We don't have a rigid playbook that we try and make your situation fit to. We understand that no two businesses are the same. So we listen and we tailor our approach to each client. So we're really agile in that sense. What else makes us different? Well, why we think we're different to some of our competitors and other consultancies? We heavily focus on adoption. We know the real work starts post go live. So take BlackLine as an example. We'll use BlackLine's reporting module as a trusted baseline to show you where things are working and where there's opportunity to improve. And we bring that continuous improvement mindset to all of our engagements with our clients. And finally, we've been recognized for what we do. So in our first year of trading, we won a couple of BlackLine awards that you can see in the top right-hand corner. We won the New Partner of the Year and we won Mid-Market Partner of the Year. And we're also members of the Management Chartered Association. And we were actually finalists in 2 award categories last year. So something that we're very proud of, given the fact that we're a relatively young company. So that's Continuate. Hopefully, if you don't know who we are now, you've got a bit more of an understanding of what we do. We just do some quick intros for myself and Amelia, and I'll kick off. So my name's Amio, and I lead the technical pillar here at Continuate. I started in external audit, qualified as an accountant, and then quickly got out and moved into industry. And I first came across BlackLine just over 10 years ago now as a customer, where I was actually performing a system admin role. So I've been on the other side of this. So probably been in the shoes that some of you are in this call. And at Continuate, I spent a lot of my time in delivery within our record to report service line. And more recently, I've been helping on ERP projects where we sit on the client side. So that's me. I'll now hand over to Amelia.
Hello, everyone. I'm Emilia Koczybowska. I'm implementation consultant with over 3 years of BlackLine experience from delivery, implementation and hypercare coverage of implementation projects, and as well as hands-on experience in both as a reconciliation preparer and approver. So I also know both sides of the world as a user and as implementer. And now we will go through the reconciliation templates overview. And I would like to start with how the selection process could look for you, and what you should be starting with when thinking of selecting the right template for your account. So when selecting a reconciliation template, your starting point would be the type of the account, whether it could be a bank account, prepaid expenses, or accrued, or maybe a subledger controlled account. The right template is important because it guides the preparer on what information is required. It drives the consistency and control and enables automation, including the auto-certification feature of BlackLine, which is really powerful and helps to make the process way more efficient. So the right template defines what evidence is collected, how balances are explained, and whether BlackLine can auto-certify. BlackLine provides 9 standard reconciliation templates. By default, all accounts are assigned to the general list template, but this is rarely the most efficient option in the long term. The other templates based on the general list template, adding specific controls, make them unique so they can serve a particular purpose and better suit your business needs. The right template design reduces the manual effort and enables automation, but the problem we see often is that the clients over-rely on the general list template, which is often used far beyond where it adds value. And it leads to higher manual effort, inconsistent reconciliation across types of accounts, and maybe also missed auto-certification opportunities. It is a common maturity issue, so many organizations implement BlackLine successfully, but they don't revisit the template strategy. And the templates are often set, but they are forgotten at the later stage. And that's why our strong recommendation is to review your account population, identify where the purpose-built templates can replace the generic template to unlock the automation, reduce that manual effort, and maximize auto-certification results. If none of the standard templates is suitable, you can consider creating your own template. But before doing that, please check always with your BlackLine admin what custom templates have been already created in your instance so that you can avoid the application of templates. I will now move to how the templates are built and talk a little bit about controls. Each reconciliation template in BlackLine is made of the template controls, and BlackLine requires the use of reconciliation templates for each account reconciliation. And there are two types of controls in BlackLine. Required controls, which have to be populated as part of the reconciliation, and they ensure that the basic information is always captured, such as account information, general ledger balance, or unidentified difference. These controls can't be removed from the template. The optional controls allow to capture all additional information depending on business needs, such as amortizable items, bank balance, or related account lists. So it depends on what type of account you meant to reconcile. Optional controls are what makes each template unique and powerful. These controls can be added or removed. They can be reordered, and all of this action can be only done by system or business administrator. Reconciliation templates standardize the reconciliation process. They allow preparers to reconcile accounts consistently through this pre-configured set of approved controls, but they also allow for more automation and reaching higher auto-certification rates. I will now move to the demonstration of the key templates and when to use them. So I will now switch to BlackLine instance, and the first template I will start with is the general list template. You can see there are supporting items, and this reconciliation template is used to explain the balance via supporting items. It is manual effort to add these supporting items when balances changes period to period. So it is best suited for simple and low risk accounts, for example, petty cash, and it has opportunity to auto-certify when the balance, for example, doesn't change from one period to another. The system BlackLine will auto-certify the reconciliation for you, so that preparer don't need to make any action if there are no changes to the balance or there were no postings to the account. So there are specific auto-certification rules need to be met for auto-certification, but even for simple accounts, there are opportunities to automate the process. And the next template is the subledger match template. There is additional control on the face of the reconciliation. One of them is balance per subledger, which usually is generated, and once that matches the GL balance, which also is pulled from it would be pulled from your ERP. If they match, the system, the BlackLine would auto-certify the reconciliation for you. The ideal use for this template are, for example, accounts receivable, accounts payable, fixed assets. The next reconciliation template is the bank template.
Whilst you're searching that, Amelia, I would say the general list template, all the features and all the functions on the general list are present on all the other templates. The only thing that makes the other templates unique is a couple of specific template controls that Amelia will take you through. So I always say, if you understand generalist template, all the features and functionalities, you understand 80% of all the other 8 BlackLine templates. So it's just those small controls that are additional, which Amelia will cover.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Amir. So the bank reconciliation template also brings specific controls that make this template unique. The bank balance, which can be brought from your ERP. So there is a chance for automation and automatic a reconciliation of this auto certification of this reconciliation. There are also bank items. So when the balances don't match, the bank balance doesn't match the GL balance, you have bank items section to explain the difference, where you would add the items related to your bank statement, and like such as deposits in transit or other fees, which haven't been yet posted to your GL account. So it is clearly visible which items are already on the statement, but not yet posted, or maybe some items are on the GL account, but they haven't appeared on the statement. So you would also want to show them on your rec and maybe use the supporting items instead of bank items for these transactions. It can this.
I was going to say just on this particular template, I think in terms of getting efficiencies for auto-certification, it's a very good example. You'd be surprised with how many BlackLine customers I've worked with who've got physical bank accounts but not using the bank account template. So if you can get that bank balance centrally imported, and that's usually working with your banking institutions to get a statement feed. If you get that populated and it equals your GL balance, then it's eligible for auto certification. But as Amelia's mentioned, this particular template includes matching. So again, if you're able to bring in a data source with your bank GL transactions and configure logic to match, then again you get even more efficiencies, where any difference between your bank balance and your GL balance can be automatically populated. So a very good example. It depends on where you are with your BlackLine journey, but bank and bank matching is a very good place to start if you haven't started there yet.
That's right. Thank you. Yeah, so as Amir mentions, there's the control for the matching information, and this match sets they are brought from the matching module. So if someone has the transaction matching, that can be integrated within the to the reconciliation module for additional information. So now I will move to the amortizable template, reconciliation template. And this one is best to use for prepaid expenses, deferred income, so capitalized items which will be expensed or amortized over the future accounting periods. And there is a specific control, is that amortizable items section, where the preparer adds the items supporting the balance. But for each item, an amortization schedule can be created, and you can see on the screen there is start date and end date of that schedule. Each schedule can be viewed, and this is automatically calculated by BlackLine. So the monthly releases are automatically calculated based on the method selected, and this schedule for each item is set up just once, but the schedule will roll forward from period to period, and so the BlackLine would calculate the balance for each item automatically. And if the ERP postings match the schedule, the reconciliation is really good potential potential to auto-cert it as well, even if the balance of the account changes. So it does lead to really reduction in this repetitive monthly work. There is also flexibility for schedule adjustments when reality changes. The release schedule can use preset calculation method like straight line, partial, or catch up, but the schedule can also be overwritten, and it can so that it matches the expected GL postings when the releases are irregular, for example, for deferred income.
Yeah, I think for this particular template, as Amelia said, prepayments are a use case. So as long as you can, and as Amelia said, you can set the schedule up in BlackLine, and if that's been released in line with your ERP, then it can meet the criteria for auto certification. And you can also upload multiple amortizable schedules in one shot.
Yes. All right, so the next template is the accrual template, and this one would be used best for accrued income, accrued expenses. It also allows the preparer to define an accrual schedule for each of the accrual items. We can see there is this little box that we can view the schedule as well. This one is defined, each value for the accrual is defined by the preparer. The BlackLine would calculate the future balances automatically. So again, if the schedule matches the ERP postings, the reconciliation can be auto-certified. Very similar logic is behind the schedule items, the schedule list template, where there are schedule items added, and there is more flexibility here because the balances can either increase or decrease. So the schedule on this template supports both positive and negative movements, and it also allows BlackLine to calculate the future balances and increase the auto-certification rates. We also can view the schedule. It looks very similar to accrual template. Quite different is the calculated template. It can be used for when the complex calculations are required, and the spreadsheet with the calculations should be visible directly on the reconciliation. And typical use cases include equity accounts, provisions, payroll, holiday accruals. I will scroll a bit up, and here you can see the calculation spreadsheet. There's calculated balance is compared to the GL balance on this reconciliation. There's also space to add some additional items if it's necessary.
What I'd say about this template, where Amelia mentioned some of the use cases, we normally recommend this template with the embedded Excel for less risky accounts. And also in terms of the reporting and dashboards, BlackLine doesn't pick up the information that's in the worksheet in terms of aging and item classification. So that's just something to think about if you're ever using the calculated template. You'll pick up the calculated balance that's referenced to the worksheet cell, but it won't pick up the aging. So just be mindful when you're thinking about how to use this template.
That's right. Thank you, Amia. So the next template is the suspense template, which is used for the clearing or suspense accounts. So the ones that you would expect to clear at the end of the period, but there could be some items to be reconciled, and this suspense template brings on the suspense items into a specific sections so that it is clear visibility of the unresolved items using these item sections. Also additional feature here, there's age-based risk categorization on the face of reconciliation brought here, so additional information. So the first section is LT for the time and list items, and RA stands for requiring adjustments items, which are all shown separately for better visibility. I have one more template, which is associated accounts template. I just need to go back to the view reconciliation page. Apologies, it takes a bit of time. Right, associated account template. This one has also additional controls to bring that the associated account balances so that this template allows to compare two or more balances against each other rather than the GL balance. The example of where it could be used is, for example, when they prepare accounts prepared on the basis of local GAAP versus IFRS basis. I will now move to
just a point there,
switch.
just on the associated accounts. Yeah, just other use cases. As Amelia said, yeah, this template's effectively used for a system GL to GL check. We've worked with clients where in a multi, if you're in a multi ERP environment and you've got a global consolidation tool with a global chart of accounts, and if you want to ensure that your consolidation numbers tie back to your underlying ERP GL accounts, that's when you can use this particular template. You can bring in your GL balances from your ERP and also your GL balance from your consolidation tool, and then map that within BlackLine and then automate that check. So that's another example use case.
Thank you, Amir. So now I will switch to the system admin role and to demonstrate how to create the custom template from the system settings. I will go to reconciliation templates. And so BlackLine delivers a set of the standard templates, as I've highlighted already. So the best practice is to use them as the base for any changes, but the key recommendation is to never modify the standard template, but instead the best practice is to always clone the template and then make the changes to the copy. So here I have the templates to choose as my base. So for example, schedule list. And I can preview the template before making the changes. So it has the standard items there, but I can notice that apart from comments, supporting documents, it doesn't have, for example, a hyperlink. So I would like to add the hyperlink. So I would clone this schedule. I will rename it. And change the code and change the name of the template. On the left-hand side, I have all the available controls that can be still added to the template. And on the right-hand side, I have selected controls, so the controls that they already are on the template. And here I'm going to look for hyperlink and just clicked on the hyperlink, so that is highlighted now and selected so that it drops into the selected controls box. I have it here at the bottom. I can preview if I like how the template looks like. And still I don't see it here, but it is at the bottom. I don't really like that. So as the system administrator, I can also change the of this template. So I will just and now I can preview. There you go. Now we have the hyperlinks on my template. So I can save my new template. And once I go to the accounts, I will just pick any account there, which is already scheduled list, add hypercur there. Now, still as system admin, I can go to the template settings and my new schedule is available to select it. So that concludes the demonstration. I will go back to the to our presentation. To the next steps. Okay. So yeah, we can see that to get the most of the BlackLine reconciliations, it is necessary to review your reconciliation templates while today's session is fresh. So we recommend to do it as soon as possible so that you can benefit from this overview. Please do review which template is assigned to each account and speak to your administrators about available templates. Try to replace the general list template where possible to align the template to the account behavior, and explore where the automation can reduce the effort and the risk, and maximize your auto certification coverage. And don't forget to periodically review your template assignments to verify that you are using the best suited template for each account as your processes evolve. If you need support in optimizing your account, don't hesitate to contact Continuate team. We can now move to the Q&A session.
So I don't have any
if there
questions
are any in the Q&A.
Nothing in the chat, but
No.
if anybody else has a question, you will have to unmute yourself. So if you do have a question, do that, and yeah, we're here to help.
No questions yet.
Yes, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great. This is Carlos Galindo from Alcon in Fort Worth, Texas. As a best practice, how do you suggest templates are managed in BlackLine? Would you see those being managed centralized globally, or would you give this up to the local admins or super users in the different countries, entities? How do you see this being managed as a best practice?
Yeah, that's a good question. With our recommendation is usually restrict template changes to a central team, and I'm saying a system admin. Now you're right, a local admin can change templates, and for local admin role, when it comes to things like changing workflow, yeah, we recommend that should be farmed out to the individual teams. But where you're trying to enforce standardization and policy and guidelines, the Continuate view is we would recommend restricting it to a system admin for template changes. That's not just, I mean, I guess it depends which each company, but that's our view if you're trying to drive and enforce standardization. And on top of that, when it comes to sort of template changes, we always recommend that, if BlackLine's your a global system, that it should sit alongside other key systems in your organization. So, if there are any settings change requests, it should go through the right approval boards.
Got it. Thank you.
Any questions from anybody else? You do need to unmute yourself. Unfortunately, we can't do that ourselves. No? Okay. I think we'll move on from Q&A, but you can always reach out to the, if you've got any questions that pop into your head later on, feel free to contact myself or Amelia, and we'll get back to you. Yeah, so yeah, I can do it to you.
Yes, of course. We like if there are any further questions after the session, we are more than happy to answer. So pop us an email, myself or Amia. There is also the next session in our BlackLine webinars series, and the next one is in May. So we would like to invite you to join us as well. The recording from this session will be shared with the attendees. We also recommend to follow us on Continuate for all sorts of advice or information on the next webinars, but other information on BlackLine and other systems we support as well. We want to thank you very much for joining us today, and see you next time.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.